Hi, Kamin here. I wanted to share a little bit more about how I got out of debt and even some of the things that I experienced while I was going through that whole process. You see, one of the things that happens when someone's in a lot of debt or have lack consciousness or lost their job is many times they can be paralyzed by fear. I know I was. When I was going through my trouble, there were many things that I could have done. Just getting a job at a department store would have been sufficient for me to meet my needs. But being paralyzed by fear and paralyzed by shame kept me from thinking creatively and opening up my vibration to see what other opportunities there were. I could have moved home. I could have sold the house that I was living in. I could have sold the other house that I owned at the time. I could have, again, gotten a job at a department store and covered it. But the shame of having gone from a helicopter pilot to working in a department store was too great. So I went into bankruptcy instead. Now, what sense does that make? To have so much shame that I create the thing that I fear most. But I did, and I don't have any judgment on it anymore because, and I had judgment for a long time, I don't have it anymore because I did the best I could given the information I had. And when I knew better, I did better. And I knew why I allowed 2 foreclosures to happen on my homes. And the truth is, I never wanted a home. I didn't want the responsibility, but everybody said I should. I was in a position to have homes, so I should be buying homes. And it just didn't resonate with me until recently when I bought the most magnificent home with my husband. But it was out of congruency with who I was at the time. And the bankruptcy allowed me to get rid of it all and to start over. And it's not something that I recommend to anyone because there's more grief and pain than you can possibly know. And I had to then change my thoughts and move them from a place of lack to wealth. But it happened moment by moment, every day. And it was really connecting to the vibration of what would it feel like to have an extra $50 at the end of the month. And then when I got to 50, it was 100, and then 500 and 1,000 and 5,000 and up from there. But it began in that feeling into, well, what would it feel like? And then listening for any action steps, any ideas that came forward so that I could then take those actions and see what happened. And each time I would win. More money would come in, more support, asking for what I want. And so that whole process, sorry, I've been hanging out with a lot of Canadians, that same process has really netted me so many learnings and so much ease and so much grace in my life. And it doesn't mean that it's always there. There are times when I forget, and then I get to create again. And I forget, and then I get to create again. It's not something that I get to and I never have that issue again. It's simply that I get to choose every moment where my thoughts are, where my focus is, and what my beliefs are, both in my own skills and abilities and how much support I have in the universe. So leave questions below and stay tuned for another video. Thank you. Have a great day.